This NFL Picks Week 4 edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Underdogs hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code SGPN.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
It's a baby fucking wheel, man. San Diego Superchargers.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Happy week 4, Sean.
Happy week 4. It was a happy week 3 for me. I'm still riding that high off the Eagles' incredible win over the Los Angeles Rams. Not only the win, obviously the cover. It was just an all-time gambling moment, all-time Jalen Hurts back against the wall moment. It was just a great week of football. Bunch of fun games, feeling good.
Yeah. And we're walking into a week that is, all right, we get like 3 of these a year.
What's
you sit down to take the test and you're like, all right, this one's A, this one's B, this one's D.
Oh wow, Brian, you sounding cocky. Don't get too cocky.
Not cocky. Not cocky. It's more about just seeing the board.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it still means I can be wrong, horribly wrong. I mean, we've seen all the bad beats.
Yes.
And shout out to all the other, the few gambling content creators still alive.
Are there any giving out picks these days? I honestly was trying to listen. I read a bunch to prepare for the show. I do a bunch of like, hey, look at some trends, look at some data, deep dives. I try and listen to other shows. Hey, what are people's takes? Do I agree? Do I not agree? It is hard to find other shows that are breaking down the entire NFL card. They're just not around.
I mean, of the content that has existed, it's done 3 things. 1, it's just called it quits. 2,
yes,
it's gone behind a paywall,
or
it's still doing it. Now, of the shows still happening, of the content still being produced, covering the NFL, maybe not picking every game. Some of these shows are not doing very well. And like,
smash that subscribe button. We are slowly squeezing the life out of these corporate gambling pussies.
I've heard
feels great. Let's go.
Two of the shows that
they're running scared, and I think they're
going for the booby prize. That's what we're talking about here, Sean.
And yeah, we didn't get off to a great start, but that doesn't deter my love of gambling. And we had a nice winning week in the Circa Millions, 3-2. We are winning. 50? We're above 56% in the Westgate contest. So
should have been 4-1. I should have had the Panther. I got cute with the Bengals. Never again. Yeah, that should have been a Panthers play.
The Bengals,
and then Adi makes a clip reminding me about how I should have also put the Panthers.
Well, you were debating between the Browns and the Panthers for your money line dog.
I had the Panthers in there, and I said no, that's too cute.
Well, I think what we learned is there were some fugazi 2-0 teams. For the most part, we leaned into the idea of like 0-2 teams getting points, or fading 2-0 fugazi teams. The Bengals kind of slipped by with the Carson Wentz angle, which maybe I will be looking to fade him once again here on this card. And I think there's some fugazi 3-0 teams here, Ryan. We'll break those down.
I did see the stat. Every undefeated team has the opponents they've played have a combined losing record, and I believe 2 or 3 of them it's 1-8. Now, obviously, that they provided 3 of those losses, so there's a little bit of, but yeah, none of them had a winning record. So
yeah, it's just a little of the whiskey went down the wrong.
A little heavy on the whiskey. Celebrating Ireland football.
Oh, Ireland. Oh, well, yes. Great way to, Dublin. Top of the morning to you. We got football in Ireland. Ryan already on. Don't worry, we have travel handicaps for
So
you.
I would say this: the teaser to us breaking that game down. I have 10x the amount of notes on that game than I have any other game, easily.
Yes, I mean, I that's going to be an interesting game, and I'm excited to break it down. But yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to get into this. We got a great slate of games. I have a ton of notes on the actual games. No other big picture stuff. I feel like there's not. I mean, there's some injury news, but it's nothing like crazy that we have to lead the show off with. The biggest news, and let's just do it now. Jackson Dart, Ryan. Congratulations,
Nope.
Jackson Dart.
What do you congratulate?
Has been named the starter in New York, and well, I'm saying congratulations. He's ahead of schedule. I know he was only going to start if he was ready. It took him 3 games to get ready.
Well, if you remember, as we got closer to the season, and you were being an incessant pest, trying to corner me into picking a week.
Well, yes.
Other than my optimistic Russ plays well the entire season, what did I say? I said 2 things. I said, well, the Saints game makes a lot of sense. Easier opponent, but really it was, you can't bring him back until Andrew Thomas is playing.
Yeah.
So at the time it seemed like he might be back for week 1. He was not. He wasn't even really fully back last week.
So you think that was the thing holding him back?
I don't think they were ever going to put him out there without Andrew Thomas.
So if Andrew Thomas is healthy week 1, you think he's the starter week 1?
I think they probably still needed to this. Like, I think at the end of the day, like if there's one thing that I have not been overly optimistic or like rose colored glasses on this regime is they make the same mistakes over and over again. And the second they started with we have a plan, it was like, all right. I mean, why do you do this to yourself? Now you look like fucking assholes because there's no way this was the fucking plan.
Well, and I said it. These they have this idea. Hey, we're gonna take our time. We're gonna make sure he develops, and then because inherently the reason you're drafting a quarterback high is because you don't have a quarterback. So then all the fans, the coach whose job is on the line is watching this guy who sucks. And then you have this optimistic promise, a guy who flashed in the preseason, as we predicted, that is just sitting there that you're like, I'm going to use it.
I think
let's just put him in. It might save my job.
I think the one thing you can say as to why, okay, maybe they did have a plan here.
Okay.
The offense is not an offense that you would design for Russell Wilson. Part of the reason it's so like if you go watch the all 22, they're just not trying to use the middle of the field because they know he won't use it. And when they do, he just doesn't use it. And so when you're running read options, it's clear that you've designed an offense for a different quarterback. And frankly, that also explains why you make him the backup. You're not running Jameis and some read option shit. Yeah. So if you've designed this RPO offense and you've used it very limited because you had Russ out there, that's the only thing where it's like, okay, maybe I can buy that this was kind of the plan.
This was not the plan.
To
start him for 3 games.
But why design an offense that's not going to work for him? That is going to work for Jackson Dart.
Well, unless Dable is like, hey, I know Russell Wilson sucks. I want to get Jackson Dart in there as soon as possible. I need a green light from the owner before I put in Jackson Dart. How do I get the? How do I get the? Now this is interesting. I mean, do you think if Russ wins that game against the Cowboys, is he still out there?
No, because it's sandwiched by 2 horrible performances, and there's legitimate reporting that
the goal line situation where he threw the ball away on 4th
What did I say to you? I don't think I said this on the podcast, but I said maybe in the office. It was the 3rd down QB sneak with Joe Judge with Jake Fromm, where it's like, oh, you weren't gonna get fired, now you're getting fired.
Yeah,
I mean, he did pair that with a hilarious 20-minute press conference where he basically blamed everyone else but himself. But I think you can play some mental gymnastics and say like maybe this was the plan. The style of the offense they've been playing. Sure, now it gets very interesting. They
I
So
mean,
everyone's saying it's a tough team to start against.
yeah,
I would say, what quarterbacks have they played against?
the Chargers,
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
Not very good offense right now. And then
He's a pretty
Geno
good
Smith and Bo
quarterback,
Nix,
though.
who's like bottom of the barrel right there, according to PFF and a bunch of other metrics.
Well, Harbaugh's record against rookie quarterbacks is pretty good, right?
Yeah, no, it's obviously an uphill battle, but it's like,
No, there was never going to be a good place to start him. That's why I said if I was the Giants, I would start him right away. The goal of this season should be to get as much information and experience for Jackson Dart. Like, hey, no, if you're picking in the top 5 again, or do you have to pick a quarterback? Can you build off Jackson Dart? I think that would have been the goal. The Russell Wilson experience. Now do you have to return your Russell Wilson jersey? What do you do with that?
I don't think too many people have those.
Really?
I can't imagine. And yeah, no,
Dangerous.
What's crazy is there's been a couple reports that like there potentially is a market for him, which is insane. Wow. Well, the Saints are trying to win games, Sean. We talked about this in the preseason.
Yeah,
to a fault. They tried.
You predicted that there might be a mystery veteran quarterback that they traded for, which I thought was crazy. But I also thought they would be giving Tyler Shuck a look.
Well, you apparently not good.
Well, and if you draft a quarterback in the second round, why not let him play if you're the Saints?
He's not ready. We heard the reports all preseason. He's very bad.
Well, no one's ready until he's
worse than Jake Haynes. I mean, he's not even he probably would. Yeah, if Spencer Rattler got hurt, I'd imagine they would not go to Tyler Shuck. That's how bad it is.
All right, let's get into the picks. We got a 16 game slate. Let's get after it.
All right, let's. What happened here? All right.
Oh, look at these old school slides. Courtesy of Colby.
Will Colby have gotten the numbers right this week?
His excuses for having the spreads totally off was really funny.
Yeah, he was being quite hard on himself. I will say that. If we were in person, he definitely would have smacked himself in the forehead. Thursday night football. Little AFC West matchup here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals, I think there's a lot of question about the offense. It's much about the press conferences. We're talking about the offense this week. They were 1.5 on the look ahead, Sean, favorites now, and I believe it even opened them short favorites, and then immediately got bet to the Seahawks laying 1. That's where we're at now. -115 on the money line, -105. For the Cardinals, 43.5 is the total. I'm sure if you like the Cardinals, you can probably shop a 1.5.
Great teaser leg, Ryan.
Yeah,
actually, I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know if this is a teaser leg. Now I will. It is important. So I was like, well, let me see how these coaches have done on Thursday night. McDonald last year 0-2 ATS, 1-1 straight up. You'll remember that amazing 6-3 game against the Bears towards the end of the season. Oh my
God, that was crazy.
They were laying 3.5 in that one, and then earlier in the year they got beat by San Francisco as 3.5 point dogs. Gannon never played Thursday in 2 seasons coaching the Arizona Cardinals. 2+ seasons. This is the first time Arizona's had a Thursday night game. I think there's certainly some mental stuff going on with Marvin Harrison. It sounds like Zay Jones is not going to clear concussion protocol.
They officially ruled him out, and I saw people tweeting at us. If you missed the prop show, go back. Gave out a lot of stuff on that. We gave out Dortch anytime touchdown. Ryan Rich Fat Baby McKee was also on it, and then even the DGen play was Dortch 2 touchdowns, and I think the Dortch anytime it was like 12-1,
9-1.
No, people sent me tickets where they had 12-1.
Wow.
I think it's dropping a little bit because they didn't know if Zay Jones was officially going to be out, but I'm pretty sure he's out.
No, that's what he's not clearing.
Yeah. Charbonnet, it looks like he's good to go. He's still, again, on Thursday, it's a little tough to predict, but I think Charbonnet will be out there. That's going to be big for them. I think they're going to be able to bring some physicality in the run game with this Seahawks team. The Cardinals, the secondary is still pretty banged up. Certainly they got Calais Campbell and some of the defensive line. What I'm scared about with the Seahawks is you're coming off a 30-point win. You're going on the road. against a division opponent that's normally a letdown spot. But the Seahawks have owned Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray 2-8 straight up, 3-7 ATS against the Seahawks. His last straight up win, you got to go back to 2020 against the Seahawks. He's really owned them, and in particular the Cardinals. Maybe it's the physicality, maybe it's just the way they match up again. They've done not only horrible against the Seahawks, but also horrible coming off these 49ers games. And that was kind of a what was the final? 16-15. It was
17-15.
17-15. It was like an ugly back and forth game.
Oh no, you're right. 16-15.
Yeah, because I think the 1.5 covered. And the Cardinals tackle, the guy Paris Johnson they drafted. He's a game time decision. And I test. I like what I've seen out of this Seahawks defense so far. And I'm just, man, Kyler is just not it. And then again, having Ryan McKee on, who is a Cardinals fan, just totally opting out on Kyler.
Seemed that way.
Now the counter is Kyler is great as a dog, but it's a 1-point spread. The money line, it's a pretty pick 'em, which I mean, he's the ultimate small dog, 33-17 and 2 ATS as a dog, but I don't know. You're only getting a point here. To me, I mean, maybe you could find even a decent money line or a pick 'em price. I'm taking the Seahawks here, laying the 1. I think Arizona kind of sucks, and they don't. They beat up on bad teams and they lose against good teams. That's why they were a tough over under, because they have a bunch of winnable games. I think the Seattle team is at least better than I thought coming into the season. I'm not taking too much in that Saints game, but I thought they've looked pretty good. So I'm taking the Seahawks laying the 1 on the road here.
This has moved 3.5 points off the opener back in May. I mean, can't you say the same thing about this? If we look back on this season and the Seahawks are similar, like they beat bad teams and they lose to good teams.
That's fair. I don't think. I don't think Seahawks have a super high ceiling.
The flow chart right here. Last week I feel like the flow chart let us down.
But again, the flow chart is it's a high percentage thing.
This week the flow chart says Seattle. The public is all over Seattle. It's one of the more lopsided games of the week.
Look out, right?
That's why we've seen the number move, certainly. And I regretted not playing the dog last week. Now I understand we're only talking about a point here, but give me the Cardinals.
Oh,
I've watched too much of their there is a certain I don't want to call it confidence, but like focus in Gannon's press conference that makes me believe we're going to see something in this game. So we haven't seen Sam Darnold look like complete ass yet this season.
He's playing good, which I think is an argument for him. And the Cardinals secondary is still pretty banged up. So
getting healthier, but Will Johnson's still probably going to miss.
Yeah.
I will go against you. Give me Arizona. And you know what? I would say look at that money line too, Sean.
Oh wow. Yep. It's live on the money line +1.
This will not be a lock either way. And I kind of regret not throwing out no touch. I did look at the no touchdown price. It's astronomically low at like 80 to 1. All right, you got to set your alarms this week, Sean, because they're making us watch football in Ireland. So first thing we're going to talk about here is the point spread. The
point spread's wrong on the slides.
No, it's not.
Oh no, you're right. It's correct.
Oh my goodness, you're just itching to get after Colby. The home team here, Pittsburgh Steelers, are actually on a back-to-back road spot. They're hosting the Minnesota Vikings, who of course will be in Europe for 2 straight weeks. Pittsburgh is a 2.5. Mike Tomlin, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mike Tomlin are a 2.5 point dog against the Minnesota Vikings, and Carson Wentz favored back-to-back weeks. That hasn't happened for a number of seasons. Minnesota -145 on the money line. Steelers +125. 41 is the total. I did look to see how Aaron Rodgers played in his international games. Not good. And I did look heavily into the travel situation.
Let us know about the travel situation, Ryan.
So as we all know, there's this back and forth. Do you take the red eye on Thursday, land Friday, go right into practice / meetings? Or do you leave on Wednesday, maybe even Tuesday, get there early, get a little bit more acclimated, have some time to sleep into that meeting practice? It seemed as though historically even though teams in college were leaving later based on some science, that leaving earlier was better. Logically makes sense that leaving earlier would be better, right? Just in general, you travel. If you're going to be doing something with heavy physical exertion, coming off a red eye into like just going about your business doesn't sound cool. So the Steelers back in 2013, they did this. Cam Hayward was still on the team. He said it was the worst thing ever. Ben Roethlisberger, whoever planned this should be fired. Basically, they went late. They went Thursday. They rolled right into the practice. They said that if they felt drained, they never really caught their wind back up. And so this time they had planned to leave on Monday or Tuesday. Meanwhile, the Vikings, they're one of these science teams that believe leaving later is better. They were always leaving on Thursday. What does the NFL say to the Pittsburgh Steelers? You can't do that. New rule on the books.
Oh my God.
Starting in 2025, teams must arrive to international games on the same day.
What a weird rule.
So the Steelers wanted to learn from their mistakes and they were told no. Now, mind you,
No.
there's no rule stating when you can arrive to a road game. As we're going to talk about later, the Eagles are getting there a little earlier than normal.
Yes.
What the fuck is the NFL doing here? Is this another chip on the shoulder of the Steelers as a dog?
100%.
And like, how is this? How is this fair? Like, how is this a fairness rule? What the?
Well, also because I know.
Oh, so you're telling me a West Coast team has to travel the same as an East Coast team? Like that's
on the same day?
That's
Yeah, that's
actually
crazy.
not like that's actually.
Well, and
not fair.
also Minnesota has to travel farther. I think why should it not be up to the teams to decide?
It's an insane
and also too,
thing.
there's not like exact science. I know some people say in my brain logically would say show up earlier, but there is the sports science stuff kind of leads you to believe showing up later. Like there's
enough teams show up later that make me believe they think that's better.
Yeah, it's up in the air. There's also it's a number of small sample size. Also, a lot of these teams that go over broad really suck. So factor that in.
That's fair.
I mean, half the games have been involved in the Jaguars, so that might throw off the model. It's insane to get involved in. But going back to the point, Ryan, Mike Tomlin, as a dog, as he is, this is Mike Tomlin's sweet spot. 2.5 point dog, 63, 39 and 5 ATS as a dog. He just gets it done as a dog. Now we'll get into the matchup. I get it. The Steelers have not looked good. They haven't been able to run the ball. That's kind of, to me, the most surprising thing. The defense has been certainly disappointing. TJ Watt has, there's like clips of him kind of jogging around, but on the counterpart, and I know some of it was Ramondre Stevenson, and the offense didn't do a great job of capitalizing on the 4 fumbles that they created, but the defense still created 4 fumbles.
Yeah.
And what is Carson Wentz's biggest weakness? Fumbling the football. I can almost assure you that Carson Wentz in a game with sloppy field conditions where he is
you're just assuming it's going to be sloppy.
Yeah. When has the field been in great shape in Dublin?
I agree.
I can almost assure you one of my locks will be Carson Wentz will fumble the football, especially with the Steelers defense. And I get it. The case for the Vikings is fine. They got Van Ginkel back. They got Darisaw back, their left tackle. Ginkel obviously on the defense certainly helps them. Jordan Addison is coming back, but again, what kind of chemistry does he have with Carson Wentz? I just think Carson Wentz is going to fumble this game away. It's going to be a close, ugly game that's going to come down to a fumble and a field goal by the Steelers to win it. The 2.5 is going to be money, and the Vikings, their first round guard Donovan Jackson broke his wrist. He's going to be out for a while, and that's huge for this Steelers team who's been struggling a little bit on the defensive front 7. And I trust Tomlin as a dog. To me, it's just that simple. And you're fading a Vikings team coming off a massive win. Anytime these teams win by 30+ points, and that was one of the concerns with the Seahawks coming off a 30-point win. You gotta take a good look long and hard here if the market is overreacted to Carson Wentz, who didn't have to do much. And that game, the ball bounced certainly the Vikings were the right side. Not saying it's They weren't, but every ball bounced the exact right way. I mean, Isaiah Rodgers had 2 defensive touchdowns. That is crazy outlier stuff.
And they were going against a backup quarterback. It is
sure, and they're at home, and their defense has had moments where they've looked pretty well. They also lost to Michael Penix, who has not looked great.
Whoa, Mike Penix.
Mike Penix,
I don't know yeah, come on. They don't call him Michael. He's Mike,
who has not looked good. And I understand the case. You want to fade Rodgers overseas there, but if anything, he had this exact game last year. He might have learned from, hey, and you remember in the second half, like they made a run, the Jets and Rodgers almost ended up pulling that game out against the Vikings. Of course, Sam Darnold, I forget how he played, but
14 of 31, 179 and 1 interception.
Rodgers?
No, Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Rodgers had 29 of 54, 244, 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, I mean, he looked a lot better. I feel like he looked better late. Maybe my memory's failing me there, but I think he would at least learn a little bit from that experience. And
they had a pick 6 in the first quarter, so
yeah,
it was very.
You don't throw a pick 6. I think that game's a different game. Give me the Steelers as a dog. You know I'm always going to be on Tomlin as a dog, Kramer. So that was pretty easy. Give me Pittsburgh plus 2.5. What are you doing?
Not worried about the Vikings' undefeated record when leaving this country.
Oh, what is it? 2 games?
4
3 games? 4 games? No, I'm not worried.
Yeah, I you know, I think they probably got it right on the look ahead, -1.5. I don't think we need to overreact to your point to the Carson Wentz not screwing the game up. And yes, I will be running back the defense going against Carson Wentz to score a touchdown this year. Give me the Steelers.
All right, Steelers, the steel curtain.
And I think legitimately Tomlin's going to find a way to use this travel thing to.
It's Mike Tomlin as a dog. You know he's getting these guys.
Here's what they did though. They shifted their clocks forward the 8 hours, so that they were having their meetings earlier. They were having everything getting ready for the time. Like not even kidding.
Now I'm just laughing at like the NFL brain handling and like these Cro-Magnon NFL players and their coaches just like
we'll just move the clock.
Yeah,
just like Coughlin, 5 minutes early.
Yeah, just adjust. Everyone, change your watches, change your phones. We're in Europe time.
I'll make a prediction. Steelers are one of 2 teams that don't have a 15-yard rush this season. They get their first 15-yard rush.
And the Steelers, of course, their owner was one of the ambassadors to Ireland. So if there's any inside information. They love their punters over there in Ireland. Shout out to Ireland, enjoying some beautiful Jameson. And if there's any inside information, I think it would go to the Steelers. And I think the Steelers are going to have the fans.
You think so?
I do.
Yeah, Vikings. I mean, the Vikings literally raped and pillaged.
Yeah,
people from Ireland.
You're not now. Maybe
that's actually pretty insensitive that we're sending the Vikings back over.
And
there.
I know everyone associates redheads with Ireland, but it's kind of more of a Scottish thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some curses being thrown.
Trying to distance yourself.
Of course, we're brought to you by mybookie.ag. Everyone says, Sean, who's your bookie? My bookie is my bookie. That's right. Score 100% bet back bonus up to $500. T's and C's apply as they do on all the bonuses. Read the fine print, but get in over there. Easy deposit, even easier withdrawal with that sweet cryptocurrency. Kramer, I've put my bookie on the clock a couple times on the withdrawals at the crypto. They are legitimately lightning fast. The prop builder is super fun if you want to build some DGen same game parlays. Of course, the live casino.
I'm a degenerate.
We've had some fun times over there. Again, I love my bookie. We've been using them. I mean, they've been a part of the program on and off for almost a decade, 7-8 years. Had a lot of great experiences over on there. Highly recommend them. And do yourself a favor. Use that promo code SGPN. It does us a favor. Helps keep all our content free. Score 100% bet back bonus up to $500. T's and C's do apply. We're also brought to you by No Vig. Who wants Vig? Not me. That's why I use Novig. Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. And what's really cool about Novig, available in so many states: California, Texas, Florida, Alaska. Shout out to Alaska. I know they don't have a ton of options. Same with Hawaii. We got our buddy Justin out in Hawaii. He's always looking, how can I get involved? How can I get some action? Novig. And of course, use our promo code SGPN. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you send $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get it on the action with Novig. Promo code SGPN.
I have to get him connected to a out of state guy. All right. Moving on to Sunday morning, 10 a.m. So again, we've all set our alarms already.
Yeah.
What is your plan for the early game?
Let's see. Depends. Honestly, the move used to be, I would wake up kind of like 7 o'clock and maybe miss the first quarter.
Get your first touchdowns in the night before.
Yeah. You load up and then wake up and then kind of, fast set the DVR or a TiVo as our generation calls it, Ryan. Yep. And then just basically wake up at like 7, fast forward through the commercials. But a lot of times now on Friday, we do the VSiN show Friday night, fly back super early Saturday morning so we can get to our soccer practice, and then
it's usually a game.
Yeah, okay, so a game, tournaments,
not coming
volleyball,
back for practice,
whatever it is. Get back super early, eat a breakfast burrito, sleep, but then I'm still usually pretty tired Saturday, so I've been going to bed on Saturdays pretty early. So there's a chance
welcome to my world.
I'm up at like 6 o'clock, ready to go for the Dublin game.
Which, by the way, I feel like I've gotten to an unhealthy relationship with. Shout out to Corner Cottage, because the burritos used to be a once every couple months thing. It's an every Saturday thing now.
Yeah, if you're ever,
it helps the sleeping. Eat one of those nice burritos.
Had a nice nap. If you're ever in LA, Burbank, Corner Cottage, great breakfast spot. And shout out to Man in the Box. He keeps a little list of like the awesome food places. He brought some sandwiches by the studio the other day. They were awesome. And whenever we're stumped right on what to do lunch wise, we tell CJ to crack open his list. And it's not just LA. He's got Vegas spots. He's got New York spots. It's a pretty good list.
How is the Man in the Box not producing some short form content?
Yeah, he could be.
What's the segment called? Something with a list, right?
Yes. What about this game, Kramer?
So now we've moved on to the 10 a.m. slate. Sunday, there are 7 games in the early window, so we're doing it a little bit better, Kamish. Nice work. First up, your Philadelphia Eagles, down in Florida, in the land of street racing and strip clubs, aka Tampa, to take on the Bucs, a team that's kind of had their number of late.
Yes,
hasn't stopped everyone from betting the Eagles early and often. This one is Eagles laying 3.5, -180 on the money line, +155 for the Bucs. 44 is the total. I saw a ridiculous stat that Baker Mayfield has a 13.7 EPA per drop back when he's pressured this season. I didn't actually double or verify to make sure it wasn't satirical, but he has been living on the edge and just making plays.
Living on the edge. Oh, that was a great Aerosmith song back in the day. And Alicia Silverstone for a young Sean Green. But I'll hop in here. There's a lot to break down. You mentioned the Bucs kind of having the Eagles number, at least Hurts Sirianni. The Eagles are only 1-4. Obviously, Hurts Sirianni era against the Bucs. The one win came when AJ Brown played. For whatever reason, AJ Brown has missed the other 4 games. AJ Brown healthy, active, coming off a nice game. The offense woke up in the second half against the Rams. Kind of been asleep at the wheel, playing super conservative. It was clear from AJ's comments, Hurts's comments, that they were going to play a more aggressive style of offense, which I think they're going to need to.
I think you have to against Todd Bowles.
So I think they're going to be less conservative than they have in those first couple games. Now, injury wise, there's a lot of injury news to break down. On the Bucs side, Mike Evans is out. That is huge because the Eagles are banged up defensively. Now, Nolan Smith, who I had defensive player of the year, unfortunately is now on the IR, re-aggravated his pec. It doesn't sound like season ending.
I'm hearing week 9.
Yeah, I think they're just basically saying they expect him back after the bye. So that'll be good. He's not done for the season, but might miss him a little bit here. Lane Johnson got a stinger. He's going to be back now. Jahad Campbell and Zach Bond both a little banged up. I think both play, but certainly losing the linebackers that's going to be tough. And then even some of their, we'll see a Dory Jackson, Jacorian Bennett. I think Keely Ringo might be playing that second cornerback spot, which has been a point of pain for the Eagles so far. Now, Mike Evans being out makes this a much easier job overall for the secondary. Certainly. Let's also go back to the Eagles in general. They have the last game Jalen Hurts lost that he started and finished. There was, of course, the game where he got knocked out against the Redskins late in the season, was almost a year to the exact day in Tampa Bay, 29th of September. Last time Hurts started a game and lost. That was against the Bucs down in Tampa, week 4 as well. Kind of crazy. And you go back to Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, when they've played together, 18-0. They have won a Super Bowl before those 4 players lost the game together. That is kind of a crazy stat. And I think they have this game circled because, again, this is the thorn in their side. This is a team that they've lost. And Tampa, hats off to Tampa. I like Baker. Todd Bowles is a OG coach. Instead of bitching about the tush push, he praised it. He said, "Hey, it's a unique play. As defensive players and coaches, we got to figure out ways to stop it instead of banning it." They were one of the teams that voted against the ban.
That's why they signed that big fat guy.
They signed a 450-pound fat guy, which is great. This is what football's about. Getting creative, thinking outside the box here. I'm excited to see a tush push against a 400-pound guy in 100-degree heat. This is NFL football. The other thing though is the Bucs offensive line is still very injured. Now, Chris Godwin and Tristan Wirfs are back at practice, but both are coming off. I mean, Godwin hasn't played in God knows how long. We'll see if he does play. Is he 100% or snaps limited?
I have some details on that. I think fair to expect Godwin to not be full go. I wouldn't expect him out there a ton. Now, Wirfs, it sounds like the whole if it was a playoffs last week he could have played. So I expect him to be out there,
and they'll need him because they've also had a bunch of other injuries on the offensive line.
But him being back does correct a number of things, right? Because Barton gets to move back to his natural position, which moves a guard back to a guard spot, which moves your swing tackle back to right tackle, which is a much easier spot to hold down. So I do think the Wirfs being back will be very helpful to that offensive line. And they were performing pretty well, running the ball, especially even with the deteriorated line. They've
done a good job. But then also too, this Bucs team, and obviously the Eagles in last week were living on the edge, but the Bucs team, I mean, all 3 games they were down in the fourth quarter. Bucs are the second. This is a nice nugget I found. Bucs are the second team in the wild card era to start 3-0 with 3 fourth quarter comebacks. The Falcons did back in 2015. They ended that season 8-8 straight up, 6-10 ATS. So maybe some regression is coming, but again, Baker is just put the team on his back and going nuts. And we had talked about it earlier. The Eagles are going down a day early to try to get adjusted to the heat, humidity, and everything else. So.
The Big Dom better be roommates with Jalen Carter. Just hang out, play some Yahtzee. Big
Dom's gonna be looking like Patrick Ewing, just sweating all over the place. Of course, I'm on the Eagles. This is revenge game. The Eagles had this game circled in the same way that the Rams. That was a get up spot for them, and they had a great effort. Eagles are gonna get the win. They're gonna get the cover. 24-17.
All right. So a couple things. One, it is going to be a thermometer game. It does seem like it's going to be touching 90 without the humidity. So and there could be some rain involved. Who knows? But so a couple questions I have for you, because I would say that from the Eagles standpoint, best case scenario, their secondary is pretty bang. I mean, they've lost the non-existent depth in the positions where they were already not doing well.
Who are you talking about?
The Eagles.
I mean, the second cornerback's been a problem. Yeah.
And so,
but having Evans back, Makuba is great.
Sure,
and he's played awesome.
I'm just saying the weakness of that team.
Quinyon Mitchell did a great job on Devontae Adams.
Yeah, no, my point was going to be that the wide receivers are in a state where the Eagles shouldn't be as concerned with that. Now, I do wonder what the Eagles front's going to look like and how they're going to deal with this run game. Now, on the other side, I think I mean, we'll stay there with the run game because I think you're glossing Zach. Are you sure Zach Bond's going to be good?
Yeah, I mean, he had a helmet on today at the practice
with a massive brace on his knee. It was a knee injury. Okay.
Yeah, I think
because I'm reading stuff that makes it sound like it's going to be a lot more of a game time decision.
I mean,
so and he's very critical to that defense.
It's an injury report on Wednesday. I would think they're usually pretty conservative with that stuff. If he's not going to play, I would be surprised if they had him out there on Wednesday. From judging from their previous,
but he didn't practice.
No, but he was out there.
But he was just standing.
He was limited.
No, he got a DNP, did he not?
I thought Zach Bond was limited in practice.
I might have made the wrong note, but
I could be wrong. I mean, he was out there. Again, I think if they were really worried about the knee, they would not have had him out there.
All right. Yeah, Zach Bond, Jihad Campbell, and Adoree Jackson, all DNPs.
Yeah, but he's out there, so I would say he's going to play.
Okay. If he doesn't play, is that a big deal to the defense?
Oh yeah, certainly. He's pretty good, but I think he will play.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a very obvious spot here.
I mean, he is practicing, right? Like when you say running around is practicing.
I'm just telling you what I read.
Okay, but you see the video of him running around in practice.
He's moving around. I wouldn't say that's for an NFL player. That's
okay, but it's Wednesday. They fuck around and do these drills. He's clearly practicing.
Okay. I mean, again,
I just showed you him practicing.
Okay.
So he practiced.
I was more just asked. That's critical. Anyway, all of this to be said, the game will hinge on if AJ Brown has a good game because Bowles is just going to blitz the shit out of Jalen Hurts like he has in the other games. And that's been that's
and then he throws it to AJ Brown.
That's what I'm saying. You mentioned AJ Brown hadn't been in the games, and so I think that's the difference. We'll see. I would say the passing game has looked very good at times and very not good at times. And then also like Lane Johnson. Now, are we going to be dealing with a situation where he's having to come in out of the games with stingers? I feel like has he not had issues with those in the past?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Really?
I mean, what do you want me to say? I don't know that to be a known thing.
Okay. So yeah, I'm obviously going to take the Bucs here. 3.5 points.
All right.
What?
No, it just, I mean,
I'm trying to make a conversation about the Eagles and you're stonewalling me over.
No, but you're making up stuff.
I'm not making.
What is Lane Johnson has missed time?
I'm not saying he's missed time. He's had issues with stingers in the past, is what I'm saying.
Oh, but you're saying he's gonna not play.
I'm saying the idea that you can leave a game because you re-aggravate that stinger.
Oh, sure, that's certainly possible. But I don't know of this history of stingers for Lane Johnson.
I'll have AI dig it up as we move on to the next game.
No, I don't. I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. I'll inform you.
Okay.
Next up.
Has he gotten a stinger in his career previously? Probably, but
100%.
He's been a guy that's always been out there. That's why their win-loss record is so good with him out there.
I'm just saying you tend to re-aggravate these things if you've had them in the past.
Okay.
And it's a neck stinger, which is the kind of thing that can take you out of the game. Buffalo, New Orleans, the first of 3, I think, close your eyes specials this week. Colby just went ham on old white quarterbacks that wear long sleeves. It's out of control.
Is this who is that? Is it
Jim Kelly? Is that supposed to be Jim Kelly?
It does not look like Jim Kelly.
Too modern for Jim Kelly.
And he's like wearing a whole parka underneath.
Yeah, well, he's got a raincoat on. Saints, as I mentioned, underperformed the spread by over 21 points last week, and they are catching points this week. They're also on a back-to-back road spot. And they are taking on the Buffalo Bills, who are looking incredible, very good at all facets of offense right now. I know that they ended up not covering last week, but very much dominant team. And this very much stands out as they're going to try to, I imagine a lot of people will be giving out Bills first half because they feel like they're going to get out early and hopefully take some guys out and get out of town without any injuries. Bills also on extended rest coming off Thursday Night Football. Minus 15.5, which is wild. Minus 1,500 on the money line. Saints plus 925. 48 is the total. Sure, this could be the same game that we watched last week against the Seahawks, where they never have a chance and they're not going to come close to covering a big number. But I just don't see that Seahawks team was like relentless to the end. And I wonder if the Bills defense will be the same level of relentless to the end.
Well, and the defense, defense wasn't as good, but they're playing with extra rest. It looks like Ed Oliver's back, Matt Milano, and Matt Milano is big because, you know, a lot of their stuff is to Kamara or Jawan Johnson. So
you know who leads the league in targets? Chris Olave.
Chris Olave. I saw that he has 37 targets and 30. Sorry, he leads the league in targets with 37. He's 36 in receiving yards with 165.
It's almost impossible.
Saints have not scored in the first quarter of the season. Spencer Rattler has not won a game in his NFL career. Saints defense 25th in defensive EPA. Bills, this is a streak that's pretty interesting for the Bills. The Bills have won the turnover battle in 25 straight games, the
NFL
longest
record.
streak in NFL history. It's funny because that was always just like watching the Bills, and when Josh Allen was still figuring it out, you go, man, if he just stops turning it over, he might be really good.
I think you might have said that wrong. It's not that they've won it 25 straight times. It's they've not lost it.
Oh, okay. Because I guess there's a bunch of ties.
Yeah. You have to do that. You have to frame the data correctly. But I mean, this is the grossest dog on the board.
Yeah,
it's a close your eyes special. We can literally get a backdoor out of a 22-point game, even a 23-point game, because you'd probably go for 2 there.
Saints got embarrassed.
I mean, again, I'm going to keep saying it. The Saints are trying to win football games.
Yeah, but does that matter?
I don't think the Bills are coming in hard on this one. I think they know they can win with their B squad.
Yeah.
And I'm going to the Church of the Close Your Eyes special, which by the way, 1-0 on the season after the Bears took care of the Cowboys last
So
week.
you're taking the Saints. The
I'm
problem
taking
is
the Saints.
we are scheduled to take the Bills in
That's fine.
Survivor.
That's fine.
I don't want to do that though. I don't want to be. I don't want to
15.5 point middle, Sean.
I'll take Buffalo. Give me Buffalo late in the 15.5. I get the Close Your Eyes special.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
What has changed that this number needed to grow from 12.5 to 15.5 since the start of the year? Nothing's changed with either team for me.
Oh, I guess there was
the Saints were going to be trash.
There was a chance
The Bills were going to be really good.
Well, there was a chance the Saints might not. The Saints would suck, or there was like a chance. Oh, maybe Tyler Shuck is pretty good and surprises people.
This should be 2 touchdowns.
Okay, I'll take Buffalo and.
It's just the classic. Like, this is a big ass fucking number in the NFL. Come on. All right. I understand what you're doing.
Yeah, but the spreads over like 14 plus last 20 games. It's like it's 50-50.
Yeah. I mean, we just watched the Bills not get there.
Yeah.
So
they're due.
So they're due.
I mean, it's 50-50.
All right. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers at the Colby did actually screw up this week, but I'm trying to cover for him. We have let's see, did I do it right? All right. We have the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. Put this in the category of spreads that will never make sense to me. Panthers are catching 5.5 on the road here, plus 205 on the money line. Patriots minus 240, 43.5 is the total. The Panthers only, I think, had, was it 220 yards last week?
Yeah.
Somehow put up 30 points. Obviously, some.
Well, they if you're a yards per play person, they lost the yards per play by almost a whole yard against the Falcons.
Well, we know that yards per play is very much effectively probably baked into every like sharp model out there. I think the reason for this number being so large is almost certainly that's one of the favorite like old timey sharp trend, right? Team loses yards per play matchup. Or wins conversely, and they're either over or undervalued the next week. I have such a hard time getting there with the Patriots, who have been a little bit of a mess. They have some more offensive line injuries, and quite frankly, the back end of the Panthers defense, they did okay against Mike Penix and that passing attack, which is supposed to be ferocious. Now I know they're making changes and they're making people come down to the field and they're firing wide receiver coaches in Atlanta, but I just how do you get to 5.5 points here?
Yeah, it's one of those where like the reason you take the Patriots is because the line doesn't make sense, but there's a lot of stuff that's still kind of off with the Panthers. Again, the offense didn't totally get going. Ted McMillan, no practice today. He did finish the game, so. And
he if you want an athlete declaring himself available, he said he's playing. Coaches also said he's playing. So this sounds like maybe just a little maintenance.
Well, and again, the Pats are on the other side. They out the yards per play. They outgained. I mean, they fumbled going into the end zone, I think twice, or then they had the interception in the end zone.
It's a smash spot for sure. If it was 3 points.
Yeah, I think the big difference is it sounds, and maybe he's turning into the Jair Alexander, but it sounds like Christian Gonzalez is actually going to play this week, and that seems to be a huge difference in the Pats passing defense.
Did you find any information on? You mentioned the Jair Alexander situation. It does sound like there's.
Well, that was all last year. It was like, well, it looks like he's coming back for the Packers, and now he's hurt again.
Well, it sounds like that maybe Christian Gonzalez is one of two things is happening. He clearly isn't doing his rehab, or something's going on with the team. Doesn't like what's happening. The story's changed. He's now all of a sudden going to be, because he was supposed to come back last week, and then he just didn't. He didn't. By the end of the week, it was like, oh no, he's not coming back. So, I mean, he matters, right? I think he probably takes T-Mac out of the game. What does this offense look like if they can't do that? Is there deep? I guess what's scary about this is this could be just like a slow burn, field goal, and just Carolina can't score any points.
Yeah,
but they do. Like their secondary has played well. Their defense didn't play horrible last week. They're making them. I don't.
But then it's on the road too. Like the Panthers were at home last week. Them going on the road. Canales was kind of taking shots a little bit at Vrabel with some of the press conference stuff.
Patriots might suck though.
That's
like we
also
still
true.
Don't know if the Steelers.
I'm not high on the Pats at all. Stephon Diggs, 13 catches, 112 yards, 0 TDs. So glad. I tried to warn people. And remember there was like he was doing the pink cocaine, and then they're like, oh look at how fast he looks in this one training camp video. He's a receiver in his 30s coming off a major injury on his like fourth team.
I'm not that interested in stuff. I mean,
I'll take the points. I think the case for the Patriots is just basically it makes no sense, and Carolina sucks, but the Pats could suck too, and I'm going to stick to my skepticism of this Patriots team. Give me the Panthers plus 5.5.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's just, this is like I said, when seeing the board, you see this game, how the fuck how do you say, give me New England laying 5.5?
Yeah. I think it's just like, yeah,
the sickness of like the same, just being like, oh, well, I'm just going to fade this horrible Carolina team. All right. Next up, we got game number 4 in the early window. The Washington Commander football team Redskins taking on the Atlanta Falcons, who are the second close your eyes special of the week. Like, who are these quarterbacks? Is that Theismann? We looking at Joey T right now?
That is Joe Theismann. Yeah.
Washington so Washington was -3.5 when this opened in May. It's now -1. -115 on the money line. Atlanta.
What did it open it at? Wasn't there? Am I crazy? Was there not a 3-point Falcons number at some point?
The look ahead was -1.5 for the Commanders.
I saw it opened at 3, but maybe that was more optimism on Jaden Daniels, and then the optimism is cooled off.
At 45 is the total. What I don't understand, and so again, Atlanta underperformed the spread last week by over 21. They are a close your eyes special because they're catching points. Here's what I don't understand. If in May you're as optimistic as you're going to be about the Falcons, and you're as optimistic as you're going to be about the Commanders, and the Commanders are laying 3.5 points. You now are at 1. Now the look ahead last week was 1.5. With the is that splitting the difference or expectation that Jaden Daniels was coming back? Is this number saying Jaden Daniels is not coming back, and the move is just because the Falcons suck? Well, it would go the other way, I guess. So this has to be a Jaden Daniels is halfway back, and we're splitting the difference.
Yeah, probably. He says
if it's Mariota, what's the number?
No, I think it'll get up to.
Will Atlanta be favored?
No, I don't think so.
So this is the Mariota number then.
I think so. Yeah.
So Mariota is only 2.5 points worse than Jaden Daniels.
Oh no! If Jaden Daniels was 100%, I think this would be -4.
So 3. You think he's only 3 points?
Well, maybe more. Again, I think it's like they're kind of. Well, I think they're kind of splitting the difference between.
But you're saying if Mariota starts, Atlanta's not favored, and so that this has to be the floor.
I don't think they'll make him favored.
So this has to be the floor, which means if Jaden Daniels is playing, is this a touchdown? Are the Commanders laying a touchdown?
I mean, maybe he gets to 5. I don't know. Like Atlanta, if Atlanta closes -1, I mean, moving through 0 is actually not that big of a move from like Washington -1 to Atlanta -1.
But Mariota looked good. I'm gonna go to the church of the close your eyes special. I'm gonna take Atlanta here. I did get a kick out of me learning through Raheem Morris saying that he's not going to play Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins lost the job last year, and Mike just had a bad game. Mike's our guy, and I'm like, oh my god, we've been calling him Michael this whole time, and he goes by Mike. How insulting! But this Commanders team also is a blind spot for me and probably us. How is Mariota good? How did they?
I think that again
was that just the fact that
he played well, but I think the Raiders are really bad.
Well, the Raiders
I think you need to adjust your Raiders power.
Raiders were also coming off Monday night, going against Thursday night.
We downplayed the situation spot, which in hindsight I think was a big part of it. Falcons, 9th team since 1990 to score no points and be favored by 4 points or more, and they're. So basically you get shut out even though you're favored by 4 points. 7 of those 9 teams had a game after the big letdown. They went 6-1 straight up, 5-2 ATS, kind of a different different version of the close your eyes special kind of trend. The yards per play stuff was great for them against the Panthers. I think they actually match up really well against this Redskins team, especially with that defensive line. Now it's weird. The big concern about the Falcons was like, hey, they don't have a defense. They don't have a pass rush. Oh, they got all these stars on offense. Penix year 2, maybe he should be a little bit better, but it's been the exact opposite. Their defense has been playing really, really well. 5th in defensive EPA. I think, Pierce wasn't 100% last week. Now
Limited
you're back
with a groin this week.
Now you're back in the dome. Clearly it's only 3 games, but they look much better in the dome against Tampa Bay, in the dome against the Minnesota Vikings. These dome teams build their teams around speed, and especially on the defensive side. I know it's a Mariota revenge game. Michael Penix, aka Mike Penix, had a hilarious quote. I got to throw the ball to the wide open receivers when they're open. The Falcons had 53 QB pressures through 3 games. I think this is actually a good spot for the Falcons. Now, Jaden Daniels playing. I'm picking this as Jaden Daniels not playing. Now, if he plays, is he not 100%? I'm probably still going to be on the Falcons regardless, but I'll take Atlanta +1.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned too. I Raheem Morris. We didn't really get into it, but the firing Ike Hilliard, the wide receivers coach, which is really confusing. Telling the guy who calls the plays he has to come down on the field.
Yeah. Well,
is this not a kitchen sink game for the Falcons?
100%. And I see Degenerate Dan saying if they don't win this game, how much longer till Cousins is playing?
All right, let me read this quote I have.
Cousins is not playing.
Raheem Morris on why Kirk Cousins won't be competing for QB1. Michael Penix. He actually says Michael first. Michael Penix is our quarterback. We've got a lot of confidence in Mike. We're moving forward with Mike. Mike is the guy. Mike's the guy until I let you know otherwise. But Mike's our guy. Kurt lost the job last year, but we're not even close to that moment with Mike. Mike had a bad game. I have a lot of confidence in Mike. Mike will bounce back. Said Mike a lot in that little tirade. I'm with you. Give me Atlanta.
I think this is a great spot
again. Seeing the board pretty clear here.
Just look out! He's seeing the board well, people.
Next up, we got a battle of two amazing American
Rust
cities.
Belt, Rust off.
A Rust off.
Yeah,
that sounds
Cleveland versus Detroit.
Sounds like something you look up in the Urban Dictionary, and you're not going to like the definition. The Cleveland Browns head to Detroit, coming off Monday Night Football. Lions are laying 9, -450 on the money line, +360 for the Browns. 44 is the total. I feel like we've seen this with our Browns before. They show up, they have a great win at home, and then they go to the road in a less advantageous situation.
Yeah.
And
the
they
Browns,
get mollywopped.
The Browns are not a dome team. And shout out to the man in the box, CJ Sullivan. He pointed out and made the point that like the Browns need to be outside for that defense to work. And certainly, again, limited sample size, but the defense looked way different at Baltimore, and obviously Baltimore
always does.
Very good offense. But at home, that was a smash spot. And you look at Stefanski after a win, 16-23-1 ATS. This is just a perfect letdown spot for the Browns. Joe Flacco is throwing the ball a million times. His arm is probably sore, and
they should play Shador. Sean, why are they doing this to Shador?
I would also say the Browns defense kind of banged up. Denzel Ward, Shelby Harris, they were both not playing. Now they're getting the right tackling Conklin back. Looks like he's going to be going. He had like an eye injury, but they're two opposite teams. When the Browns win a game, they cannot follow it up. Meanwhile, the Lions are the exact opposite. When they get hot, they get hot. They are 22-6 ATS in their next game after a 6-point win. They're 19-5 ATS after a 7-point win. Basically, like when they start winning, they're able to stack wins. They've been dominant ATS now for a long time. Jared Goff is freaking number 1 in EPA per play. I think that first game was just their preseason game.
It was on the road, you know.
Yeah, and I think they've
been a team that looks a lot better at home, inside. They're just a dome team, and I think what they've really worked out over the first couple of weeks, and what we really saw on display against the Lions was one. I would argue that they've improved their defensive coordinator position already based on what I've seen from this guy compared to Aaron Glenn. He had an amazing game plan against a mobile quarterback, and it was executed perfectly. I expect there to be, I don't know what you have to do to tailor make a defense for Joe Flacco, but I trust this defense now. And on the other side of the ball, I mean, all the talk about Jameson Williams being ready to step up, we've seen it. He's been reliable.
Yeah,
he's been a clear weapon, and like Laporta was a clear weapon in the middle of the field. Fully expect the Lions to roll here. And if we weren't just trusting the map, and someone was asking me for advice on Survivor,
Lions are a good play here.
I mean,
I guess in Circa you're losing the potential for the Thanksgiving, the holidays.
Non-Circa, they're a great play. If you've already used the Bills in the Circa, I think you want to save them. I think you obviously want to maybe use them on. At least have them available on Thanksgiving. So we're both on the favorite here.
And flat, yeah, and yes, they won the game. That was a great spot for them, but they also like blocked a kick, hit a crazy 55-yard field goal. Yeah, it's just it's a good time to.
I was on the money line.
Yeah.
Seeing the board well. This is what happens. They had this great win where the defense just carries it. Joe Flacco on the offense did very little. And now they go into a situation where it's a track meet. They're not winning a track meet.
No, they're not a dome
team. If Junkins has some crazy like 2 touchdown 200 game, maybe they can find a way to backdoor this, but hell no. Game number 6 in the early window. We have the Tennessee Titans taking on the Houston Texans. Of course, Colby has them wearing the Oilers uniforms. Oh, that's very confusing because
although they've done that a couple times.
Colby doesn't follow the NFL, but actually the Titans still own the Oilers logo. So when they wear the throwbacks, the Titans wear the throwbacks, and they've worn it against the Texans before, which is pretty disrespectful.
It is.
I mean, that's like you steal a man's wife and then you bring him around the barbecue.
This thumbnail is very confusing because you have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's on the Titans, and a Houston Oiler who's now a Tennessee Titan is on the Texans side. The Texans are laying a touchdown, Sean. -340 on the money line. Titans +280. 38 is the total. This was one that was it was 6.5 last week. It was 5.5 in May. Again, another game that not much has changed for me both ways. And I think as much as there's two things in play here, right? Fading Callahan.
Yeah, very good formula. 3-17 ATS.
He's but those were games where he was calling the play.
Doesn't matter.
He's no longer
the play calling
the
is not the issue. Them fucking up every opportunity on the offensive and defensive side. Now, yeah, is it crazy? The Texans have what? They've scored 38 points this season and they're favored by 7. That should be a red flag.
Yes.
But they're a desperate team at home against the Tennessee Titans, who are really, really bad. The Texans have gotten 66 QB pressures. Titans, you can run on the Titans. This is actually,
it's a no score game, right?
Woody marked. Yeah. I mean,
or a defensive touchdown game.
I mean, this is Fairbairn, a get right spot. The apostrophe gang didn't cash last week. I would take the alt on Fairbairn. If you can get to over 2.5 with nice plus money, this is a 12-3 game. Give me the Texans. Cam Ward. I mean, CJ Stroud obviously has not looked good, but Cam Ward looks like a rookie who doesn't have a good head coach, and he's going on the road against a team with a really good secondary. And the Texans are cleaning up their locker room. They got rid of CJ GJ, who have gone out of their way to throw under the bus. Do
you know
D'Amico Ryan saying whenever they asked him if it was difficult to release CJ GJ, quote, whenever it's about the team, any decision about that makes it easy for me. I know what everybody stands for and I know what everyone's about. I'll make the right decision for my players. So addition by subtraction for the Texans defense.
Sirianni, when he was questioned about him coming back to the Eagles, he's like, "Yeah, no, we're good. I like the room we have." I think was the quote.
Well, you always say that.
I know, but you also come on. It sounds like this guy's a bit of a locker room problem.
Well, now that's like 5 teams have moved on from him.
It's like the Brandon Cooks thing. Like, what's going on?
Although Cooks, you never heard CJ GJ. You've heard the stories about him. He talks shit. He gets into it with people. Brandon Cooks, you never heard any sort of
No, yeah.
That one was weird because it was just, I don't know. And Stephon Diggs certainly has been bumped around a bunch.
Would you like to learn a little bit about the new play caller for the Titans?
Sure. And did they not go? They didn't go. I mentioned, or I heard someone point this out. They didn't go to the OC for the play caller. They went right to the QB coach, which was an interesting move.
Yeah, very interesting. His name, Bo Hardigree.
Okay.
And here's a fun trivia question. Now, he was first hired into the NFL as a quality control assistant or whatever the fuck they call those people for John Fox with the Broncos in 2014, and then brought to the Bears when John Fox went to Chicago in 2015, still as some sort of unnamed assistant. But he got his first job as a quarterback coach under who in the 2016 season. This person looks physically like a psychopath. Arguably one of the worst coaching tenures in the history of the NFL. Coached the Miami Dolphins.
Oh my God, I'm blanking.
Adam Gase.
That's right. Well, the weird eyes.
Who Dan Campbell eventually took over for and ran the Oklahoma drills to fix everything. He was hired by Adam Gase in 2016 and then brought with Gase to the Jets in 2019. That to me is a big red flag. Now, Cam Ward is from Houston, Sean.
Okay.
Does that matter here?
No. I mean, because I don't.
He's a dog. He's going to want to show out in Houston, right?
Yeah. I mean,
can he show out?
I do like Cam Ward. I just don't think any of his receivers are going to be open. I'm on the Texans laying the 7.
My God. So this is the one game where seeing the board, I really had to question myself because I agree with you. Laying 7 with the Texans. Texans. I think Pittsburgh and Houston will be on the defensive touchdown round robin.
Oh, beautiful.
Right? The defense is gonna get home against Cam Ward, right?
I think so.
He's close to throwing a backward pass too.
Yes.
All right. Next up, last game in the early window. I didn't make the note correct. Fucking Colby. Nope. Can't. Now we just got.
He did have the location wrong on the Eagles slide. The game is in Tampa.
Did he? Oh my goodness. Make sure we give him notes. Maybe he'll cut his ear off to fix things. The Chargers and the Giants. Giants have two people. Interesting on the slide. That's he wanted to get
Hampton?
an offensive
running back
there.
Hampton back in the day.
No, he was 27. I don't. Maybe it's Dave Meggett.
Look at that Meggett run.
He was a little tot.
Oh yeah, but it's fun. It's more fun with Kyler.
Yeah, because he runs like a cheerleader.
Yeah,
or a gymnast. The Chargers are on the road here and catching all the money. Over 80% of the tickets in the handle on the Chargers. This was 3.5 in May. It was 5.5 last week, and now it's 6.5. Minus 290 on the money line. Giants plus 245. 43.5 is the total. Objectively, rookie quarterbacks making their first start in the middle of the season is a good trend to go against.
Yeah, especially against Harbaugh. Harbaugh has faced 4 rookie quarterbacks since he took over the Chargers job. 4-0 straight up and ATS. Listen, as a Giants fan, I would have wanted Jackson Dart from the beginning. I get the excitement. I think when we do our prop show with CJ tomorrow, I will be talking myself probably into some Jackson Dart rushing stuff.
I think the numbers are already like 35. Plus.
Yeah, it's well, and maybe not. Maybe the move is just the anytime. We'll see. But this Giants team is unfortunately, Ryan, still pretty bad. Now, Joe. I also learned Joe Alt has a sweet nickname, Joe Control Alt Delete. He struggled a little bit with Bonito.
What kind of rush was
Speed
that?
rush. So
what's Brian Burns leading or second place in the league currently with sacks? What's the main thing?
No, he could
dip in the shoulder and doing.
Yeah.
I mean, and their right tackle is banged up.
Yeah, Mekhi Becton looks like he's going to miss a game.
The whole
with the concussion.
That's tough.
But we've seen this Giants defensive line, which came in with a bunch of hype, just not really be able to impact the outcome of the game. So I think you have a much better quarterback. You have a much better head coach, and also shout out to the Chargers fan who are just victory lapping.
You're going to pick the Chargers after what they've said, the things they've said to you.
Yeah, in this spot.
Huh.
Well, it's Jackson Dart's first game. I just don't. Now maybe he gives them a little life, but this Chargers team. Now, if this was in LA, I might be able to talk myself into the Giants, but the Chargers do better on the road. The Giants do horrible at home. I think Brian Dable he's just not a good head coach. I can't take him even catching 6.5 here.
So there's no one to buy the tickets from the Giants fans, and for the first time in a while, Giants fans are insanely like rock hard for Jackson Dart. So there will be you guys have some fans at the game. There will be a crowd. I think you're wrong about the pass rush here. The offensive line's pretty banged up here, and Decker. The first thing I'm going to say to Decker is, you worried about the speed rush today, Decker?
Oh, he'll be a little worried.
Now,
Derwin James will get an interception.
I do think that we haven't seen this Chargers defense tested yet. I mean, Mahomes and that offense, they don't have all their pieces. Malik Neighbors.
Mahomes versus a quarterback making his first start.
Jackson Dart. He has a name.
Okay.
Malik Neighbors looked very excited that Jackson Dart was starting.
Yeah, he had 13 yards last game. I'd be excited.
I'm just sharing facts. I don't need your commentary.
Anyone's an upgrade.
CJ, you can exit the chat, but this is a clear spot where you can't catch yourself laying all these points here.
Sure I can. I mean, this is the Chargers' time to shine. I assume you're on the Giants here, Ryan. 6.5 point home.
We're going to see Herbert play off Herbert in this one. That's my prediction.
It's still September. This is when he shines. Hey, Ryan, we're also brought to you by Underdog. I'm on the Chargers laying 6.5. Kramer likes the Giants, but over on Underdog, what are we going to do for our Underdog Pick'em entry? Of course, play $5, get $50 in bonus funds. What do you like, Kramer?
What do they have for darts rushing yards?
It is, to your point, it is high. It's 35.5.
Here's my thing.
Do we want to do higher a half passing touchdown?
That's pretty disrespectful.
I know. That's
He's
why
gonna get
that's
one.
why I mentioned it.
He's gonna get one for
Yeah.
sure. But I would I want to say in the first game that Josh Allen played with Dable, he had like 110 rushing yards. I could be wrong. I think the rushing yards are gonna be. I think part of the plan is gonna be if shit doesn't look right, just go.
Yes.
So I don't know if it matters that it's 35 yards and that's high.
But I mean, I feel like Harbaugh knows that rush attempts are set at 6.5, and you're getting juice on the higher.
So you think that's a better play?
No, I'm talking it out because I don't know. He probably breaks something. They're going to be running a ton of read option.
Blake Neighbors only 60 yards. Come on, that's ridiculous. The other thing that if you watch Jackson Dart in college, like he definitely was. He was like, if anything, he's too risky, and so he's gonna take those shots down the field. I don't care how you want to play it, but we're either playing a Cam Scadaboo or a Jackson Dart.
Oh, Marshall Chalk is Cam Scadaboo's nickname. Are Giants fans embracing that?
I don't like that.
Really?
Yep.
You don't.
He doesn't need a nickname. Scadaboo. It's just you just say his name.
Scadaboo.
Scadaboo.
All right. So what do you want to do, Ryan? You want to play something in this game?
We're playing Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Play the half. No, the rushing yards.
Rushing yards higher 35.5. All right. What are we pairing Jackson Dart with? Little AJ Brown. If we're gonna go full homer here,
I would. That's what I would. I mean, we haven't seen it yet from Saquon, so I would prefer to play someone who's going to show up in a big game.
First quarter receiving yards 8.5. You know he's going to get one.
What's
pass.
his longest? Are they offering a longest?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, his
because that's how they're going to beat him.
I don't see it. They have his receiving yards at 62.5. They have his just get in the end zone. They have the first quarter receiving yards.
I'm down to do first quarter receiving yards.
He's going to get a 9-yard catch in the first quarter. They're clearly going to feed him.
That'll be spicy.
AJ Brown higher 8.5 first quarter receiving yards. Jackson Dart higher 35.5 rushing yards. $100 entry turns you $300 over an Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm gonna betcha with props. Love Rhythm. Rhythm loves us. That's why they're giving away $1,000. That's right, $1,000 each week. Just all you got to do, track the bets from any model you build, and you don't even have to be you don't even have to use the paid version of Rhythm, but you can use the free version. You can still win the contest. Track 5 bets from any model you build, and you could win $1,000. That's the ultimate EV opportunity. Of course, if you want to sign up for Rhythm, use our promo code SGPN25. Get you 25% off. Download the Rhythm app today. Love Rhythm. It's super fun. It's good to have the models to kind of keep you in line. Kramer, we're on the Carolina Panthers, which is good news because Rhythm is projecting under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Drake May. That is one of their favorite props here for the NFL slate. Of course, you can build your own model, but Drake May under 1.5 passing TDs, and of course, get 25% off when you download the Rhythm app. Promo code SGPN25.
All right, let's head over to the afternoon window. 4 games. Thank you, Kamish. Nice, perfect 4 games. We can handle 5, but we appreciate that some people only have the quad box, so 4 is perfect. Jacksonville Jaguars, San Francisco 49ers, 105 kick on the West Coast. The Niners laying 3, -180 on the money line. Jags +155. 47 is the total. This one may have moved to 3.5. Let's verify this now. Yeah, I would say we should pick this at. This is 3.5. Pretty much. Actually, no. There's some 3s out there.
What does Circa have?
3.5. 3.5 minus 3.5 minus 105. So yeah, let's do it at 3.5. This was 4.5 on the look ahead, Sean, last week, and it was 5.5 back in May. I'm it's an interesting line move, I guess. And I think Purdy is playing, or at least we're supposed to believe that Purdy is playing.
Yep.
So yeah, this one's a little bit confusing. I'm not sure why it's shortened up on the look ahead. I'm not sure why it's shortened up on the May number.
Well, it's interesting because Liam Cohen came in. It's like, hey, we got Travis Hunter. He's going to be awesome. We got Brian Thomas. Trevor Lawrence is going to be fixed. And meanwhile, their offense sucks for the most part. Trevor Lawrence, 4 interceptions. But on the other side, their defense is kind of in the story. They've forced 9 turnovers this year, including 7 interceptions.
Leading the league.
Leading the league by a decent margin. Number 2 in defensive EPA. Now, some of that's maybe who they've played. Definitely. But on the other side, 49ers without Bosa. It's an interesting travel spot here for the Jags. Trevor Lawrence has clearly struggled, and the offensive line's not helping him. Jags O-line second in both pressure percentage allowed and sack percentage allowed.
So good that Bosa's not around.
That is a big difference. I mean, how could it not be?
Well, that's part of why the line movement's weird for me, because I think Bosa is one of the few guys non-skill or quarterback that you can probably argue has some value to the number.
And the 49ers injuries just keep piling up. Now Ricky Pearsall, now it seems like he's going to play, but he's dealing with a knee injury. They're just so incredibly banged up, and the 49ers are a 3-0 team that really, I mean, they could have lost. Now the Saints game they controlled for the most part, but I mean,
the 2 division games were very losable games for the San Francisco 49ers. So you could see them almost taking their foot off the gas here against a non-conference opponent. Granted, it's at home, but they do have the Thursday look ahead spot to the Rams. The fact that they're coming off another game that they probably shouldn't have won, I'm taking the Jags. Give me the Jags. I'm a Jag off this week. Quote. So this is Ricky Pearsall commenting on his own knee. I don't know if you saw this, Sean. It's feeling good. I actually don't know when I hurt my knee during the game. I felt a little soreness after the game. I'm not really concerned about it. If there was a game today, I'd play. He said a lot of words. Yeah, it makes me think that maybe it's a little bit more than a minor.
Well, clearly it's. I mean, he showed up in the injury report, but yeah, I'll take the Jags here. This is like a Shanahan's looking ahead to the Rams, and they're 3-0. They're due for a loss. They've suffered so many injuries.
That's the big no. Well, 2 things. One, I actually, you mentioned it, but the Jags have a good matchup, but also this is the look ahead to the McVay Bowl. Now it's potentially stronger for McVay. If this is 3, are you still taking the Jags?
Probably. Yeah. Cause I just think 49ers are due for a loss.
Yeah. I think, if I was being a little bit more objective, I could probably find a way to get into the Niners, but the
Jags offense has really sucked.
Yeah. A little bit of the same vibe as the Falcons for me. I know they didn't fire anyone, but there does feel a little bit like we might get a little bit of a kitchens. Like something is maybe it's really bad, maybe it's really good, but it feels like something's about to come to a head. I will join you. Get back on the Jag wagon. I already apologized for sinning last week and taking those filthy Texans, which I took again this week. I don't know what I'm doing to myself. Game number 2 in the afternoon window, 105 on the West Coast. Is that Daniel Jones? The Colts on a back-to-back road spot, best offense in all the land, catching 3.5 points here in Los Angeles. -190 on the money line for the Rams, +165 for the Colts. 49.5 is the total. Rams also get an offensive lineman on the graphic. Shout out to Colby. I mean, now if they do it in this game, I think we have to acknowledge it may be somewhat real.
No, I mean their offense has been pretty good. I would love to see what
Dolphins.
I would love to see what the conversation was if the Broncos didn't get called for leverage on that 60-yard field goal, because then it would be like 2-1. Okay,
but now your wins are against the Titans and the Dolphins, probably the 2 worst teams, and
of the worst teams. Yeah, it would be a slightly different conversation. The Colts are averaging 50.3 yards per drive, 10 more than any other team, and the most for any offense in weeks 1 through 3 in this millennium. Daniel Jones. Now this is interesting. Daniel Jones has targeted his first read on 82% of the attempts. That to me is like, okay.
I said this on last week's episode. Just wait till he has to get to the second read.
Well, and I would say this too: the Rams defense. I thought Saquon was going to eat against them. They actually did a pretty good job slowing down the run. Jared Verse is awesome. He'd be a great fit in Philly if they don't want to sign him. Now Rams do have the look ahead spot for Thursday. I just think again, I'm going to fade teams that are 3-0 that are a little skeptical in my mind. And the Rams, they're coming off a game where, you know, they got conservative there in the second half. They let the Eagles get back into it. So I think they're going to be super hungry. And going back to, I mean, Rams under McVay, 28-19 and 4 ATS after a loss. Like McVay, as much as he gets cute, he overthinks things. He was throwing the ball way too much on 3rd and short, gets settled for way too many field goals. Should have been more aggressive. It's weird. He was aggressive in some of the 3rd and 4th down play calls or going for it, but then settling for so many of the field goals as well in the second half. I think this is a game that the Rams are really going to be up for. So I like the Rams a lot here. I know Colts got me week 1, but yeah, I think this is a good spot for the Rams.
Colts playing so well prevents it from being a. Now I know we probably didn't say this about the Niners Jags game, but I do think that
to me the situation's different because if the Rams had beat Philly and they're feeling fat and happy, I think maybe you could talk, but the Rams I don't know if you watched any of those. They were pissed off about that loss.
No, I'm just saying, like, you could very much see the idea that this could be a look ahead spot if the Colts came into this game like 0-3 or 1-2 and weren't very good.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're stealing all these headlines,
they're undefeated.
They're playing.
If the Colts lose this game, that no one's going to give a shit. They'll still be excited about being 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, I think like some of the numbers, even separate, like the Colts are separate. Like the Colts first read, we have data on everything now. The Colts first read is separating more than like 2x the number 2 team. It's there. Steichen heard people challenging his job, and he's dominated.
Yeah,
it's all coaching, and it's going to come to an end soon. You lay the 3.5. You don't take it unless you're betting on the Jags. Game 3 in the afternoon window. Sean, we're going to have a bunch of Bears fans out in Vegas, I would imagine. I mean, it probably more likely if it was later in the year, maybe not, but there will be Bears fans at the Circa. I can already see it. This one is a pick. Vegas -110, Bears -110. 47.5 is the total. You said I had to downgrade my Raiders, my Las Vegas Raiders rating, and I do we upgrade the Bears, or is it just a product of playing the Cowboys?
Slight upgrade, because I don't think they're.
You know what this feels like to me? This feels like one of those spots, like the Panthers spot, or more like the Browns spot, where you have a situation where they were always going to look good against the Cowboys. Now they're taking to the road.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to downgrade the Raiders as I think about this, but why are the Bears getting this kind of respect on the number? Why is this not 3?
Well, it's
like they're both bad teams.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to have the home field. I think there's going to be a shit ton of drunk Chicago Bears fans in Vegas for the game. So I think not having the home crowd impacts your home field advantage.
Sure. I think that you would have to give me points for me to take Caleb Williams on the road.
That's certainly fair. But have you been following Pete Carroll's son, the O-line coach? He benched this guy, and all these Raiders fans are super pissed. I tried to tell you, Chip Kelly would fuck up a wet dream. All the Raiders fans are mad. They said Ashton Jeanty is struggling this season because Chip Kelly made him change his stance.
No,
Chip Kelly said it's 3 inches. I don't think it's a big deal. That's what she said. But Chip Kelly will fuck things up.
Do it?
I tried to warn you guys about Chip Kelly. I go, oh, Ashton GT, the Raiders offensive line is getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And GT, you got guys calling him a bust already. Ryan Clark, which I don't agree with, but I do agree it's looked really bad for Genie because the offensive lines looks bad.
Ryan Clark and his fucking pins that he wears.
Michael Mayer in the concussion protocol. He didn't practice. Now Colson Loveland's probably out for the. I think you can. I mean, Mariota lit up this Raiders defense. Now some of that was a situation spot. You get Raiders team off a loss. I understand it, but I think Caleb got his zest back. He got his mojo back. I'm gonna take the Bears here at a pick.
So here's what I would say here. The Bears have not exactly been good against the run. And so, I mean, we saw it on display against the Detroit Lions. Obviously, Vegas has been bad. Chicago's been bad. I'll be curious to see if this is a game where maybe they can't get right a little bit. And the second, the relative cluster injury in the secondary for the Bears, I certainly like the idea of. I mean, we saw Trey Tucker last week, but I like the idea of Geno continuing to have some success down the field. So I will, and I think again we like I maybe I got to downgrade the Raiders a little bit, but I probably have to upgrade the Commanders too, which as gross as that is. But yeah, I'm taking the Raiders. I can't
Raiders.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think much changed in the second game. Other than just they were playing a much inferior defense that didn't adjust. We talked about this. Caleb was going to be good when the defense wasn't adjusting.
Yeah, and have you seen this Raiders team adjust at all?
I think Pete Carroll and that defense will have a better plan than Matt Eberflus.
I think Pete Carroll's getting up there a little bit. Ryan, the desert life. You get a little.
Well, all the stars go to Vegas to retire. He's just doing his residency.
Yeah, he's him and Celine Dion just riding it out, cashing a paycheck.
I would love to bump into him at the craps table. Come on, coach. Let's throw some dice.
Geno sucks. And Caleb, I like what I saw out of Caleb. I'm taking the Bears here.
Sean, Eberflus didn't. Russ looked great too.
Yeah,
that's true. That defense is the worst.
But also, Caleb had
Bland
moments.
Is back.
Caleb had moments where he looked pretty good against the Vikings, and then it unraveled a little bit. Caleb in a dome is his ideal setting.
Are they scripting all the plays? Can you confirm that they're scripting all the plays?
It looked pretty scripted.
They're on. Come on, that was at home. Now they're on the road. Game number 4. Yeah, so this is another one probably not making the lock bucket. Game 4, America's game of the week. Wow. He chooses Ray Lewis for the Baltimore Ravens as they head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Chiefs are 2.5 point home dogs, minus 140. No, sorry. Chiefs are plus 125. Ravens minus 145. 48.5 is the total. Ravens are quite a public team on the short week coming off Monday Night Football, getting beat. This is Harbaugh off a loss. This is Mahomes and Andy Reid as home dogs. And this is a Chiefs team that's just flat out not that good right now. We discussed this early in the year. Granted, we are going to get Xavier Worthy back, but once again, they seem like they haven't figured out how to replace Rashee Rice.
Yeah,
while he's gone,
and they're getting Xavier Worthy back,
which I don't know what that's going to do. They have been having guys like Thornton's been running down the field, so I think you're just going to have a slightly faster guy running down.
Thornton's
the field.
Pretty good. I mean, this is crazy. The Ravens' entire starting defensive line not at practice today.
It does. Did I not read that they're getting
left tackle Ronnie Stanley also not in the practice field? Now
Lamar might have gotten hurt per my eyes.
Stanley is probably doing some injury management stuff. I'm guessing he's going to be out there. Derrick Henry with a legit fumbling problem. Ravens on a short week on the road, and I think it's kind of crazy that one of these teams are going to be 1-3, but I think Kansas City is actually the more desperate team being at home. And the Ravens defense has just been god awful. If there's one defense to get right against, it might be this Baltimore Ravens team.
I don't think the Chiefs can run the ball the same way the Lions can. And same
but
with the Bills.
Ravens were at home, Ryan, and they got pushed around. And
the Lions might be really fucking good.
Sure, but you're seeing some weird stuff out of Harbaugh. What they're doing, the play calling. They got really cute having Derrick Henry throw the ball in the red zone. There,
Greg Roman's
on the Chargers.
Sorry, Todd Monken gets cute in the red zone sometimes.
Now, to your point, Ravens have been good after a loss. ATS, I understand that. I mean, to your other point, you mentioned Mahomes as a dog. They're both pretty strong angles. But yeah, I'm all over the Chiefs here. I think this is a great spot for the Chiefs at home. This is a nice bounce back spot for them. I think they're going to be able to move the ball against the Ravens. I think Mahomes, if need be, he's going to run the rock. He's shown he doesn't care. Whatever it takes.
Showtime, Mahomes.
He's going to get it done.
That's where I disagree with you. I don't know if they're going to make the Ravens defense look as bad as the Lions were able to.
Yeah,
or
they're not going to put up. They're not going to put up
40
40 points, but I think they're going to put up 30 points. And then when you have the issues that the Ravens have had with their pass protection, and I thought Detroit kind of put out the formula. Hey, don't blitz Lamar. Do the muddle rush, the mush rush. Just kind of hang around the line. Lamar was really in his head, and I trust Spags to implement a similar game plan that the Lions did. I love the Chiefs here.
I'm going to take the Ravens.
So you're laying the 2.5.
I am. I'm doing a lot of things against the rules
Ryan,
here.
You're really breaking.
I
all
watched
your rules.
this Chiefs team up and like they're broken right now. They are. There's something wrong with the offense. There's something wrong with the defense.
They let up 6 points on the road.
That game was a complete disaster from the get go. Not having a kicker, all sorts of weird fucking shit. The Giants were just running guys straight down the field into double coverage.
Sure, I think the Ravens will have more than 6 points, but
I think the Ravens, like, this might be a game where the Ravens don't punt.
Oh wow, I think the Chiefs defense isn't bad. As someone that saw the Eagles offense go up against them, I thought they played pretty good defense.
All right, Harbaugh off a loss. Give me the Ravens.
Mahomes as a dog is equally strong.
Yeah, I know, and I'm just telling you this isn't, this team's broken. Well,
the Ravens?
No, the Chiefs.
I mean, you don't think? I mean, the Ravens have 2 separate games where they let up 40 points.
Yeah,
that doesn't
against
scare
the
you.
Lions and the Bills.
Sure, but don't you think
Chiefs don't have that kind of firepower?
Right, but don't you think that speaks to their defense?
Sure, but I think they can still. I think it's going to be another track meet, and the Ravens will win that track meet.
Okay.
Sunday Night Football, little bit of a, I mean, God, they're the TV, the media is gonna love this. Micah Parsons taking on Kenny Clark, the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, already kind of an old timey great rivalry, good jersey matchup. Just kidding, the Cowboys star is disgusting. Packers back-to-back road spot.
That is a disgusting.
Everyone's betting on them too. No one's betting on the Cowboys. Laying 7 here on the road in Big D. Minus 325 for the Packers. Dallas plus 270. 47's the total. This offense really looked bad once CeeDee Lamb went out. He will not be in this game. I think that's where the handicap starts and ends for me. I know there's some tackle issues for the Packers, which the Giants didn't have a hard time blocking up this edge rush group. So I'm not really concerned.
I mean,
about
Russell
that.
Wilson threw for 450 yards.
Caleb Williams just went off. He doesn't adjust. Jordan Love's going to look great in this game.
He is.
He's going to look great in this game.
And CeeDee Lamb being out.
Yeah.
He was 28% of their receiving yards.
No, I mean,
that was the only thing they could do.
Now, granted, they'll have a week to scheme without him, but when he went out, no, that was the end of the offense being used. This strikes me as the kind of game where Dak's going to throw.
Who are they going to throw it to?
It's going to be like a tight end's going to have 12 catches. Like each catch is going to be like 5 yards down the field. So if you're playing DFS,
and the Packers defense, I thought has been really good. Now, obviously, there was the little look ahead aspect in that Browns game, and the defense let him down. But they still held the Browns to 13 points, and 3 of those points were basically gifted off that block field goal. They held the Commanders to 18 points, and some of that was even a little bit garbage. They held the Lions at 13 points. I mean, Dallas, they're going to get like 14 points, and the Packers, Love has done well here in Dallas. And the Cowboys, they're dealing with Tyler Booker and the center Cooper Beebe on the injury report. Micah's gonna have a smash game. It's all chalk obvious analysis, but how do I disagree with it? What's the cute angle? The Cowboys have allowed 900 yards passing.
You put in a teaser.
That's how you get cute, because you don't need the tease. Give me the Packers laying the 7.
All right. Sorry, let me pull this out of my notes, which I realized I didn't mention that Isaiah Likely's back for the Ravens this week, which is a huge thing.
Nah.
It is. You like Isaiah Likely. All right.
I do,
so Micah Parsons. So interestingly enough, Micah Parsons was not able to get his money back for the suite that he purchased in the Cowboys stadium. So he still has it. So there's going to be a suite having a fun party. I mean, he's going to have, like, he's very motivated. Let's just remember that giddy lap he did around his house after he left the Cowboys. This is going to be a show out game for one of the greatest pass rushers we've had in the NFL. Loving a teaser too, though. Don't let Sean talk you off the teaser.
No, I don't. Strong. What this is like teasing Seattle last week.
Well, you tease it and you please it.
No, you please it. You don't need to tease it.
But what do you mean? I bet a teaser every week. This is a great teaser leg.
Yeah, I disagree.
I mean,
because you save your teaser legs for where you need the 6 points. You don't need the 6 points. Packers are going to destroy them.
And I'll play it on the spread 3 ways. Monday night. This is 2 Monday night games, and they managed to find some very interesting matchups here. Jets on a back-to-back road spot, taking on the Dolphins, who are coming off Thursday Night Football, so a little added rest here. I don't know if that's a good thing when you're in the state the Dolphins are in. Dolphins are laying 2.5, -150 on the money line. Jets +130, 44.5 is the total.
It's kind of tough. Do you think Fields plays?
Do you want Fields to play?
It's a great question.
I mean, do you like the team better? Because last week with Tyrod and the passing game doing a little bit more,
he did throw a pick 6.
Yeah, they played they looked better than the Steelers passing game did against the Bills. Now they were playing a different team. Yeah. I understand that. I would also imagine that Justin Fields clears concussion.
Justin Fields had some good stuff with Garrett Wilson going in that first game, and again, I think they were just completely outmatched against the Bills. It would have been interesting to see him against that Tampa team in general, and see what he did there. Maybe he doesn't throw that pick 6. Miami Dolphins pass defense, 41.1% success rate, the worst in the National Football League. Miami is coming off a little extra rest, but does that help Miami? Because I thought what I saw Thursday night was like a kitchen sink game against the Bills. Like, hey, this is a get up spot. Everyone thinks we suck. We're gonna prove them you're huge dogs on prime time, and then you still end up losing. And now it's 10 days of just, what do we do about Tua? What's Tyreek? Sauce Gardner should do a decent job slowing down Tyreek. I do think Breece Hall is a pretty good game. He is a nice matchup. Now Quincy Williams is out for the Jets. Dolphins still have offensive line issues. Big reason why they've struggled on top of everything else. I don't know, man. If Tyrod plays, he's been great as a dog. If I knew Tyrod was playing Tyrod, I think I'd lock this in or feel at least pretty good about it. Tua, he's done very well against the Jets. 5-0 straight up, 3-2 ATS, but he's done horrible in prime time. 5-10 straight up in prime time. 5-10 straight up and ATS in those games. So he is not prime time. Man, I think Fields,
it's a tough one. Fields, last time he played the Dolphins, he was a member of the Bears.
Yeah.
He went 17 for 28 for 123 passing yards, but 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And he ran the ball 15 times for 178 yards and a touchdown.
I'm going Jets because I think it's either A, Fields is back and he's just going to run like a man with his hair on fire, or Tyrod steers the ship and gets it done as a dog. So I kind of like both those scenarios. Then Miami is a favorite.
Yeah, this is a tricky spot for me too, because like what has happened? I mean, I saw Aaron Glenn like doing some hilarious like dance walking. Like they're invested still.
Yeah, they're playing
Dolphins
for him.
team. I don't think I can back. I hate that this is a standalone game. The touchdown market's going to be fun. I'm glad that we'll be doing
tag Ovalia.
I'm glad
quarterback.
Damn it. I'm glad we're
Why do you always step on it? The whole reason it's funny is because he pauses in between the quarterback.
And Tua tag
Ovalia.
Ovalia, the quarterback.
He's so proud he nailed it.
Yeah, I think I'll. Do you think this gets to 3? There has been some support for the Dolphins in the market.
I don't know.
Which doesn't make any sense.
I mean, what if Justin Fields is playing? Do they bother moving the number? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Let's see. 90% of the handle at the circus on the Dolphins. What do we not know?
Sharps. Power ratings.
Yeah, we're both on the Jets. Monday Night Football game. So the first one 4:15 p.m. The second one's at 5:15 p.m. So you got a little 2-screen experience for the Bengals and the Broncos.
Steve Atwater on the slide. That's pretty sweet.
Very nice.
Anthony Munoz.
Very nice. Bengals on a back-to-back road spot here, and they are our third Close Your Eyes special this week. Now, Sean, we've been doing the show for a long time. It's not often you get 3 Close Your Eyes specials in 1 week. Bengals catching 7.5 here, plus 320 on the money line. Broncos minus 395. 44.5 is the total. You know, it's making the rounds, but Bo Nix is not grading out very well on PFF so far. Whether or not you agree.
No, but I think that thing that the guy screenshotted was like not the.
No, it's true. The column that had numbers was just a different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went. I mean, if you go to PFF, you can see he's grading out very poorly.
I mean, he's not playing well. He's not the 32nd quarterback. That is crazy. He's not the worst quarterback in the league. I can tell you a bunch of quarterbacks that are playing worse than him. And this Broncos team, yeah, they're 1-2, but they've trailed a total of 0 seconds in the fourth quarter this season, and somehow they're 1-2. I liked what I saw against them in the Chargers. The Chargers definitely off to a better start than I would have imagined. And then that Colts game, they had that game in hand, and the leverage play, which they decided to call it a 60-yard field goal. Otherwise, they would be 2-1 and feeling pretty good about their season. This Bengals team, yes, it's certainly a bounce back spot for the Bengals, but now you have Jake Browning going on the road. The video of Jamar Chase just olaying and not looking to block at all during that game, just totally avoiding contact. I think Zach Taylor's got to worry a little bit about this Bengals team quitting on him. I know it's early in the season. Chase Brown has done shit on the ground, 47 carries, 93 yards. He has negative 54 yards before contact, which is insane.
Well, they're worse than they have a worse adjusted line yards and the yards before contact than the Raiders.
Yeah.
They're the one team that's worse than them.
Yeah. And I think Nick Bonito, the guy has just looked awesome. He's an interesting defensive player of the year. Probably doesn't get there. He's sitting there at 15-1, but I think he's going to eat against this Bengals offensive line. And, you know, Browning had some good moments. That other time he went on a bit of a run, but I don't know, man. It's that looked really rough against the Vikings.
Yeah, it did, and that's why I'm going to take the. This is way too many points for Bo Nix. I mean, so maybe not 32nd, but if you look at adjusted EPA, 25th. If you look at the composite with CPOE, it's 24th. He's certainly not playing good ball, and I think in general, I think a bad defense can survive against this Broncos team. So I can't lay 7.5 with Bo Nix.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, Surtain hasn't looked great, but
and I'm gonna continue to go to the church at the Close Your Eyes special. Very easy.
Have fun. I think
easy.
I think Broncos roll 30-20. Give me the Broncos. Laying the 7.5. I get the case for the Bengals though. Time for the Lock Dog and Tease, brought to you by mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Head over there. Get a 100% bet back bonus up to $500. Kramer, I guess I should start because last week we had a nice run on the locks and dogs.
Did you want to light the candle first, or
what do you mean?
Faced north. No,
What does that mean?
We were changing up the juju. You're a juju guy, just making sure all the juju's ready. Cause you're 3-0.
Yeah, I'm not. That's why I'm not changing anything.
All right, fire when ready.
Chalky as hell. Give me the Green Bay Packers laying 7. Dallas sucks. That's my unbiased take. Dallas sucks. The dog. Kansas City on the money line. They're not losing another game at home. You're crazy to think they're going to start 0-2 at Arrowhead. That is a smash spot for them. My next lock, give me the Los Angeles Rams off a loss. McVay. This is a great spot. This is when we get Indiana Jones. Dun, 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 dun. Not so fast. Gets a little exposed here. The third lock. People got really mad. They made fun of me when I went back to the Steelers for the lock, but it did cash, Ryan.
I mean, it's your lock.
It is. I'm looking at what I got remaining on the card. The Texans, I do feel good about, but maybe the Titans finally wake up. I like the Falcons, but is that getting a little too cute? And if Jaden Daniels play, do I feel good about having Atlanta +1 as a lock? Certainly not. Locking up the Dublin game is a bit wild, but I'm an Irish guy. Give me the Steelers one more time +2.5. Tomlin as a dog. Kramer, for my tease. Tease is a interesting week. Now Houston in a tease. That's what you do.
That's
Houston,
a nice teaser.
Houston -1. We'll also put. Yeah, you can put Buffalo in a tease. Down to 9.5. That's a beauty of a tease. And then for the last leg, give me Denver -1.5. So lock Green Bay, lock Rams -3.5, lock Steelers +2.5, dog Chiefs on the money line tease, Houston -1, Buffalo -9.5, Broncos laying the 1.5. Kramer, you're up.
Lions -9.
Oh, did not see that coming, but I like it.
Yeah, we've seen this story with the Browns before. I'm also on the Rams -3.5. Very much a smash spot.
Smash!
And yeah, I think you mentioned Atlanta. I don't think taking Atlanta is too cute. This is going to be a kitchen sink game.
I do like
offense is going to get going.
All right. What about your dog, Ryan?
Well, got a couple dogs on my card this week. The Panthers are once again.
Can they win 2 games in a row?
But fuck it. Let's jag off. Jags +155.
Jacksonville on the money
get
line.
Rock hard.
Play the hits. Let's
jag
go.
Off. Green Bay, who by the way, very close to also. You know what? Take Atlanta off the card. Put Green Bay on the card.
You're confusing everyone.
No. I've been this is also week 1. I did this too. I went back and watched the game tape. So 3 favorites. Tease.
I'm the one with the juju, but keep going.
Green Bay
-1.
Houston
-1.
And let's you know what? We'll take it. We'll see. We'll use Atlanta, but we'll take it up to 7.
Okay. So for our circa millions, we have Detroit -9. We have a Rams -3.5, which you copied me on. You also
went first.
You also copied me on Packers -7.
I wasn't going to get off a good spot.
So then we'll add Pittsburgh +2.5. So those are our 4 consensus locks. Atlanta was close to being a lock. They were briefly your lock for
let's
20
put
seconds.
Put Atlanta on there.
Okay. Atlanta +1.
And there's a chance we're going against the dead number, so we'll have leverage on the field, which is always important.
That's what we need. And Ryan, our Circa Survivor play. We are sticking to our grid, and we're doing the Buffalo Bills, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I show the grid on the screen?
Sure. I want to try and remember where else we zig and zag. Not to get ahead of ourselves. We're taking it one game at a time. Is there any? I mean, Lions are interesting, but again, in the Circa, I'd like to keep that option open for the.
So if you weren't using the map, how would you rank? What's your top 3 plays?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the other thing. Is like I would understand not taking the Bills if I thought the Saints had a chance on the money line. I don't see it. Bills, Lions. I mean, I saw CJ in the chat saying New England. That's spicy. I mean, certainly you're wanting to get ahead of it. Packers to me would be interesting. I'm intrigued. And Chargers actually I would play in Survivor because now that they're starting a rookie quarterback, I think that's live.
Oh man, this might be hard to read.
All right, give us a little zoom in on the Survivor.
I'm getting there. All right, here we go.
And reminder, you see Spuds drinking from that sweet beer stein. We got beer steins now. Again, football promo code 25% off everything in the store until September ends. So be like Spuds, drink your beer out of a sweet SGP stein. We also got SGPN, TC.
It's funny to see the pattern of Tennessee, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans, Tennessee, Tennessee, New Orleans. Not until week 8 do we fade a team that isn't Tennessee or New Orleans.
So we have Bills this week, and then if we're lucky enough to survive, we'll have the Arizona Cardinals against the Titans.
Yeah, it's just the map, like once
Arizona,
you stop in
Arizona
one city,
would have extra rest there. So
yeah, and then it gets interesting. So
shout out to the chat. You guys were on fire. Toss us a bone. YouTube.com/Sports Gambling Podcast. Hit that subscribe button. Smash it. Appreciate all the great questions, comments over on Spotify. Answering all of those over there. While you're over there, toss us a nice 5-star rating review. Always appreciate that. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon, 2:00 Pacific, live with our buddy CJ Sullivan, talking about our favorite NFL Week 4 props. Of course, the VSiN show Friday night, 7:00 Pacific. You can get that on YouTube TV, Sirius XM, or wherever you get your VSiN. And of course, we'll play a little point spread song. Keep the mojo going. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean Second, the Money Greenies, Ryan.
Thank you for everyone who has sent the information. I am aware there's a bunch of NFL coaches and players going to Saudi Arabia to play football. We'll talk about it in the future.
Kramer, let it ride.
I'm wet. I'm wet. I'm wet. I'm wet. I'm wet.
Lord, please help me cover the spread. I bet my last time in, I'm waiting with dread. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. I bet the money line on my parlay.
Long
card.
Cox.
The odds are fine. They made a first down. My team is trying to go downtown.
The slot. How's the slot?
Lord, please help me cover the spread. My bookie has chased me around the block.
Final.
Bill collectors are calling me round the clock. I gamble all night. My eyes are red. The dice are all right. I got poker in my head. Oh Lord, please help me cover.
I am an East Carolina fan.
Time is running down. Let's make a first down.
Showtime, Mahomes. Showtime, Mahomes.
Oh Lord, we're a point behind. Let's come from behind. Let's go ahead and give me a touchdown. Oh Lord, please help me cover the spread. It's 4th down, the goal line is just ahead. They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. They scored a touchdown and covered the spread. Oh Lord, thank you so much. My rent is paid. Oh Lord, I love you so much. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread. We covered the point spread. We covered